And we're doing the @KellyWolfie Venmo. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? Adrian, do you need that information again? And guys, it's $20 for a psychic question or free question. I'm just going to kind of see. This is welcome to the chat. I don't know. I'm live, so I have no idea if anybody's on here or anything. Okay, thank you, Adrian. Oh, hi, Michelle Krantz. I'm trying out YouTube today. I never do YouTube live, so I wanted to see how many people would be on here. Hi, Megan. Yeah, I never go on here. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you, Julie. Oh, thank you, Tania, right? I've never done this before. I always do TikTok. So this is cool. Hi. Thank you guys for being on here. You can also join me on TikTok. Hi, MW. How are you doing? I will say, guys, we have a lot of excited people on YouTube here. Oh, hi, Mary. Mary Matsky's on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I never go on this YouTube live, but I decided to. All right, cool, Megan. Well, this will be maybe a new thing that we'll do. So we are taking some psychic questions too today. So guys that are joining me on YouTube, hi, Jules. And people that are joining me on TikTok, well, this is cool. We're definitely going to do it because we got 25 more people on. We have 25 on YouTube, and we've got 70 on TikTok. So that's cool. How are you guys doing? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some fun psychic questions. If you're interested. And the way it's going to work is we're going to do free questions. And I am tonight using the John Holland Oracle deck. And we're also going to do, so we're doing that, which will be fun. Thank you, Julie, for being on. Thank you, Tima, for being on. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff. Thank you, Varishka, for being on. Sherry, for being on. Hi, Tania. Hi, Blazy. How are you doing? If you do want a psychic question, I'm going to do free questions with the Psychic Tarot. I'll also, of course, be connecting to my guides and angels. These questions are going to be psychic in nature. And if you want a guaranteed reading, I'm going to put my Venmo in chat. And it's $20 for a question. But I'm doing free questions too. So, yeah, you guys are not, I don't think you guys have, but I have to tell you guys, I am sort of liking, so that's my Venmo I pilled. I kind of like YouTube Live. I might like it more than TikTok Live, but we have 66 people on there. Yeah, so so you can do an event, and this is just, we're just trying this out on YouTube because you guys, I do this all the time, guys, on TikTok. Yeah, you're right, Tania. Maybe I should. And next time I'll have like better lighting and things like that. I was just kind of trying it out today on YouTube. So it's free questions or $20 for a psychic question on Venmo that will be definitely answered on today's live. Let me just do one thing. I just have to order something on my. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you everybody for being on. Hi, Geraldine Howard. Thank you for being on. Appreciate you being here. All right. Yeah, I like YouTube too, Mary. Okay, let me see here. We're going to start with some psychic questions. All right. We have a couple people that paid, so I guess let's just start with them, and that seems like it's fair. Let me start with that. All right. Cindy wants to know anything. All right, Cindy. Not the best psychic question, just because it's a little bit, it's a little broad, but we're gonna start. Okay. So you do have the card of awareness, Cindy. So this likely means probably becoming aware of something or increasing your knowledge about something. Sometimes I see this card too, where somebody is going to be finding out a secret or finding out information about somebody. So that's an interesting card. Let me do another card for you. Oh, you have the card of intuition. So, Cindy, this is showing me being open to your intuition, especially around loved ones in spirit. I feel particularly there's a woman who wants to connect with you a lot. I'm not doing mediumship tonight, so I'm not really tuned into who. I think it might be like a grandmother or something, but if I was doing mediumship, I would give you a little bit more specifics on that. But being open to connecting with her. And just your guides in generals, but I think this is probably your grandmother, is what they are saying. Here, the Venmo information is pinned up here. Can't really. It's like right here. See over here. Okay. Courtney on the TikTok. When will we sell our patent? Probably pretty soon. I feel by the end of the year. I feel by somebody by the end of the year. Thank you guys. Share the live if you can, guys. Thank you so much for being on. Lindsay, I would like to know if this year be able to purchase a home. I don't know about this year, Lindsay. I don't see it this year, but I see it in 2026. So you might have to wait a little bit longer. Okay. Hi, Thomas. I would love to know if I will be moving soon. Corinne, you will be. You might. Spirit says there might be somebody that wants to go with you, but then you'll do it on your own anyways. Excuse me. I also am seeing, but you have the card of movement, so you definitely will be moving. I do see you moving. Yes, Corinne, you will be moving. They are saying you might have to be kind of flexible. So there might be a flexibility that has to happen. Like you might want this type of place, but you have to get another place or something like that. Cassandra, will my brother lose his home? I see him having a lot of obstacles and challenges, but I don't see him actually losing his home. Thank you guys for being on. Hope everybody's doing well and taking care of each other and taking care of people and trying to be positive in the world. Does anybody know Jacqueline? For some reason, Spirit's given me that name. I don't know if that's actually a living person or a passed away person. Chrissy, do you see me finding love soon? I do. Thank you guys for being on. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm trying to change some of the settings on this YouTube. It's kind of being weird. Hold on a second, guys. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, if anybody knows Becky, but or Betty. No, I think it's Becky. I have a Becky in spirit coming through for somebody. All right, hold on a second. All righty. When will I meet a romantic partner, Michelle Krantz? Well, Michelle, they're saying that you're focusing more on your spirituality. So that is shifting your vibration in a really positive way. So, yes. You'll be meeting somebody in 2026. It could be sooner, but I don't think it's going to be. Does anybody know Wyatt? Wyatt, who passed? Guys, sorry, by the way, I just want to tell you I've got YouTube here and TikTok here, so that's why I'm like going like this, because I don't have any idea who the hell I'm talking to. Everybody know Wyatt? Wyatt, who's in spirit and left children behind. And Brandon, Thank you, Chandra, for being on. Guys, can we share the live on TikTok? Yes, that is my son, Wyatt and Brandon. Okay, Monica. Are they, is that two different people, Monica? Okay, so they're coming through together, Monica. And Wyatt is telling me that he helped Brandon cross over. Pam, does Chris regret our argument? Yeah, he's kind of like, I feel like he's kind of shut down a little bit emotionally. But yes, he does. Guys, if you want a reading on Venmo, it's psychic only. I'm not doing mediumship. I am doing some mediumship because some people just their loved ones are coming in, but I'm only doing psychic for the paid readings. Allison, am I being catfished? I mean, Allison, I would always say trust your intuition, but I don't think you are. It doesn't look like that energy, which is weird. The Venmo info is at the top. It's at Kelly Wolfie. Hi, Nunya. Okay, let's go to, we have a couple paid readings to get caught up on here, guys. Should I move to the house I went to see today? Gulsaren, they're giving me like a mixed energy with it. Like, I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. I get a mixed energy. I'm not, it feels like you need to look at other options possibly. I see you in a house by water. I see you in a house by water. I see you by the water. And I also see a red house too. Adrian, do C and I share any gifts? I feel like I can tune in when he's thinking of me throughout the day. I don't know that it's necessarily that you share gifts, Adrian, but you guys do have a connection. This is very common in twin flame relationships where you can pick up on their thoughts, you kind of hear things, you can feel things, So I would say it's probably more related to that. Does he still question if I'm who he's supposed to be his? Um, I feel like he's aware of the connection. He's more focused on the practicality of it. And he's more worried if the practicality of it would really work out. Hi, Tammy. You going to go see Cody later? But I don't think he really questions it, Adrian, because they're telling me that he's actually personally got a lot of signs and feelings that you are the person he's supposed to be with. Thank you guys for being on. All my people on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you. Like Adrian, more like, you guys live in different places, maybe that you're in relationships, like more the practical energy of it. Thomas, did I make the wrong decision not going back to my old job and staying where I'm at even though? Corinne, they said that you didn't. You did think about this very carefully. No, Adrian, I don't think he really knows that. There will be another change for you, Corinne, in about 2 or 3 months. Lindsay on YouTube is kind of probably honestly about another year, like 8 months. Then I see you sort of coming out of that. This is fun. Now we got 57 people on TikTok. Can you guys share out the live? How do you share it out on YouTube? Can you do that? Allison, will Xavier try to reach out again? I don't see that right now. Megan, you will meet a romantic partner, somebody new that you haven't been with, but I don't think it'll be till next year. Thank you guys for being on. Kath Tans. Will I get a job offer from last week's interview? Will I get the salary I asked? They're thinking about it, but I feel like it might be a no. By the way, guys, I do want to let you know I'm coming to a lot of cities soon. You can go to mediumthomas.com and sign up for upcoming classes, workshops, things like that. All right, well, I get into accepted. Hold on one second, guys. One of my clients is messaging me. She wants to know about something. Hold on. Okay. Why? Will I get accepted to a practicum site for the spring of 26? Is it one I have applied for? You will get accepted. I don't think, Wyatt, it's one you've applied for. I feel like it's a different one. But you will get accepted, yes. What are you studying, Wyatt? Hi, Tess. Oh, cool, Wyatt. Holly Banks, general reading. Okay, I'm going to pull a card. My new superintendent's, hold on one second. What was that? My new superintendent's child is in my class. Should I be worried? No, I don't see any issue, Sunflower. No. Holly Banks, general reading. Okay, well, you do have the card of financial and material changes. So a lot of changes coming up for you. Particularly, they're showing me in the month of October. See a lot of energy in the month of October. Very, very positive energy in the month of October. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting. La 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 la. Holly, I also feel like you might be doing some traveling coming up. So I don't know if you're wanting to do any traveling. They're showing me you might be doing some traveling coming up. Or something with traveling coming up. I see something with traveling. So I don't know if you're wanting to do traveling or what, but I'm seeing something about traveling coming up. Thank you guys for being on. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for being on. Appreciate you guys. Hi, Jen Margaret. Goal, Seren. When do you see me moving? Ooh, very soon, actually. Very soon, within the next month or two. Veronica, when will I receive a settlement? October. Okay, Natalie, I don't have a question from you. Can I get a question? I don't know if you're on YouTube or on TikTok, but I need your question. You know what the easiest thing is, Natalie, to do? Just send a penny back to the Venmo and put your question in it. Paid list is open. It's on Venmo. It's at Kelly Wolfie. Thank you guys for being on. Why doesn't C being 20? I'm not sure, Adrian. I guess he just doesn't really think about it that way, but like he realizes that there's a connection, but I think he just doesn't see it as that. But I don't see that as a bad thing. I just feel like, different people think about things in different ways. Different people are kind of oriented in different ways. And I think he's more practical. No, he gets the signs, but I think he's just kind of confused, I feel. Okay, Priya, Real OG. Where is it better to connect? US, Jamaica, or DR? Canada. Let me look. Canada, US. Looks like it's a little bit better in Jamaica or DR. But it says regardless, you will connect. Will they be willing to spend an extra night? I'm getting a no on that. Will I get the contract for the city? I feel so, yes, Gulseren. How do I stop the push-pull dynamic with my twin flame? So that's hard because a lot of times it's part of the learning experience. So usually the push usually comes from fear of losing yourself or being smothered. And the pull usually comes from feeling of losing connection or needing reassurance, right? So a lot of times it's important in a relationship that's very karmic like that to focus a lot on your own personal stability, and try to reduce energetic overload. And a lot of times, also detaching for a period can be actually really good because it gives you guys a reset. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, actually. Um, and sometimes that just happens in twin flame relationships where that has to happen. Guys, we're going to close the paid list for right now. No more payments on the paid list. We're going to close the paid list for right now. Hi, Tiss. How are you? And hi, Tristan. So, Deborah, yeah, that's a very common thing that you can have that in that type of dynamic. Guys, I just wanted to tell you I'm doing the best I can with the TikTok and the YouTube because I'm trying to hop where I can. And I don't even know when you guys are doing the paid questions, I don't even know where these people are, if they're on YouTube or TikTok. So I don't know. Okay, Holly Banks, love reading. Okay, Holly, let me check. I'm going to reset the cards actually. Melissa, good question. Do I see Richard getting divorced? You being single? Or soulmate? A different soulmate, a soulmate energy coming in, Melissa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a soulmate energy coming in. This would be somebody you'd be connected with next year. I feel like you had to go through this experience to do a lot of learning and a lot of growing. But yes, you do have a soulmate coming through. You're not going to be alone. You said a past life of mine has to do with the Salem witch trials. What was my part on that? It looks like, Olivia, they're telling me that you were a bystander. So you weren't directly involved, but you were around it a lot. Okay, Gulsarin. What can my wife do better with agoraphobia? So that is something from a past life, Gulsarin. So she could do like a past life regression. Obviously, I can't give you medical advice, but from a spiritual perspective, that seems like it comes from a past life. So that would be the best thing for her, would be to work through things that way, because then she could release the past life and be, not have that as much. Okay, Holly Banks with a love reading. Let me reset here. Holly Banks with a love reading. What does Holly need to know about her? What does Holly need to know about love? It's saying, Holly, that you're very conflicted in this area right now. But Spirit says you need to be patient. You actually have the card of new beginnings, Holly. So I think that you are probably going to be connecting with somebody that is a new energy. That's what I'm seeing. Now it's interesting here because you also have a card of a past love, like somebody reaching out to you might be from your past or something, but there's actually a new energy coming in, is what it says. And that Spirit feels like you need to be open to a new energy. Natalie, general reading, please. Okay, Natalie, let me ask. So you do have the card of discontent and boredom. This card to me, for you, I get an energy of this that you're looking for a major change, like you're looking to make a big, big change in your life. I'm also seeing something where they're saying that you have the firm foundation card. So this is a card about going back to your roots, rediscovering things with your roots, going back. And also you have the card, Natalie, of wisdom. So I take this card to mean you might be taking some classes. Doesn't have to be in a formal way, but you might be taking some classes or courses. Okay? Or expanding your knowledge in some way. You also have the financial change card. And Spirit is connecting this to the early part of next year. Okay. Riley, upcoming love, timing, vibe of the person are dynamic. Riley, I feel like they're saying you're ready for somebody. I see a very fun energy that you're going to be connecting with, somebody who's very fun. They like to do stuff. They like to go places. They're very almost adventurous, I feel. They're very adventurous. They've had a couple of relationships before. And I'm seeing the letter R, S, and T. So I don't know if those are initials or what that is. Hi, Miss P. Can you follow up if you get a reading? You can. Yeah, I mean, you can. I can't always get to everybody with that, but you can. If you have a quick question, we can see if you can pin it. Gulsarin, can you pull 3 cards and tell me what you see? Sure, let me see, Gulsarin. So you have the universe card. So I feel like that means, Gulsarin, you're going in. Usually I see this card when you're going into a really, really important time in your energy field. A lot of changes, a lot of shifts, a lot of new energy coming in. Also, Gooserin, you have a big money change coming up. So there's something that they're showing me that's going to be really changing with your finances. And I see this as a very positive thing. They're saying that you've been a little bit worried about finances. So yeah, there's some changes coming in with your finances, I feel. But I see it as like positive stuff. And Gulsharan, it's also showing me something about a move. So I don't know if you're if you're wanting to go on a move or you might be thinking of moving, but it's showing me some sort of energy about a move. Seeing something about you doing a move. I don't know if it's right now, but it's showing me something with you moving. And that goes through, and they're saying you have a lot of free will around. So it might not be right now. Guys, I'm going to sign off, but I will be back on later tonight, probably in a couple of hours. So that was